But Bobby, I gotta say this. I grew up. A lot of people know this. I've talked about it on some of the stuff I've done for Ring of Honor. I was able to see the Indianapolis Wrestling Show. If I went up in my attic and I tweedled with the UHF antenna just right on Saturday nights, I got WTTV out of Bloomington, and that was one of the first wrestling shows I got to start watching along with the Tennessee show, and I watched you when you worked for Bruiser, and I know you had many lucrative and happy years working for the wonderful and compassionate Bruiser. And Indianapolis and Chicago were both great wrestling towns, especially Chicago. A lot of people don't remember how hot Chicago was in the early 70s, and you were right in the middle of it. I'm surprised you're still living from those fans.
Well, you know, one time, the only time it ever happened in my life, they shot at me in Chicago at the amphitheater. And I'll tell you about that as we go on. But, yeah, Indianapolis was, it wasn't really a great area. It was an area where you started or you finished. No one went there to make money. It was like Kansas City. You're either finishing up or you were starting out.
You come in on a $20,000 Lincoln and leave on a $60,000 Greyhound.
If that's a one-way ticket, though.
Yeah.
But no, I lived there, and I was born in Chicago. I was raised in Indianapolis since I was 15. So I got to work some matches, and I was 17 when I started carrying the ring and doing stuff like that. So that's how I got into business. But no, you didn't go there to make money. You went there to either get a break or learn or something. But Indianapolis had a bad TV, Channel 4, but only half the city could get it, the south side. And the north side never got there. It just didn't reach there.
And Saturday at 2 a.m. also is not a prime time slot.
No, most of the bars don't close till 3 there. So you get a guy watching TV that can't remember what he saw. It's like a promoter. So Indianapolis didn't do that well, but Chicago was starting to roll. It was just after Fred Kohler and Buddy Rogers era, and then Bruiser and Gagne and Snyder took over, and they got TV changed around, and boy, it really started taking off. And it was really, that was their biggest town, Chicago. And then Indianapolis got their TV changed around.
And one of the greatest front men of all time, Bob Luce, matchmaker, general manager, matchmaker.
Ben's Auto.
Oh my God. If anybody gets a chance to see the Bob Luce Wrestling Classics that floated around, he did a cable show a number of years ago where the horrible film to tape transfers, you know, with Bob's own commentary, which in its perverse way was entertaining. This guy was the epitome of a wrestling promoter, and Bob Luce was the...
Or he'd be working at a state fair trying to lure you in to see the half-naked women.
Yes.
Yeah. Come on in.
And JoJo the dog-faced boy will be on in 5 minutes.
That was his kid.
And he would do the interviews also with Sam Miniker Wood. A lot of times he'd do them for the stand-ups, especially for Chicago. Bob Luce, locally in Chicago, was kind of a legend, but he was... you got to tell me something about Bob Luce, because I never got to meet.
He was just like you saw him. He was bizarre. He's not a bad guy. You know, I haven't talked to him for 30 years. I've just had no reason to. But he's a nice man, but he's just like that. I mean, this guy makes Huffy nervous. I mean, this guy keeps moving and talking and jumps around. He's just that way. He left his house. His wife was a woman wrestler. He was Sharon Lass. And he left the house one day. He used to take a ride and think about things. He drove to Toledo and back. Really, for no reason, he drove to Toledo from Chicago. 300 miles. 600 round trip for an outing. I interstate with traffic.
His commentary would be, wow, it was a bloodbath, and there Dick the Bruiser, the Crusher, and